So here's Chips, this ball. Yeah. And we're going to give you 45 minutes of yoga, right? Yeah. Oops. Okay. All right. Here we go. So we started standing. Chips, go lie down. Go lie down. You look so sad. So start standing. Feel your feet under your hips. Lift your quadriceps. Tuck your coccyx a little bit, which will activate your abdomen a little bit to hold that gentle tuck. And meanwhile, find lots of softness in your chest, heart space. You can roll your shoulders a few times, keeping those feet nice and solid on the ground. Open the palms to the front and just look out in front of you. And notice your breath. Lift those quadriceps. This is mountain pose. This is yoga. Nice and solid, majestic. Go lie down. Up there. All right, close your eyes and bring your palms together in front of your heart. And just notice what's in your heart if you have any intention with this yoga flow. It's a gentle flow with an emphasis on feet. We're going to start from the top of the body and move down. Inhale for now and exhale. Notice your breath. Maybe swallow once to relax your throat. And see if an exhale as a sigh helps you relax into this moment. Letting go of anything that happened before you turn this on. Opening your heart. You can push your thumbs into that space a little bit. Opening your heart to what's coming right now. A few more inhale and exhale. Breath cycles. Lift your quadriceps and push your feet gently into the ground, keeping your toes nice and light. Inhale. Exhale. The next time you exhale, open your eyes softly. And we're going to circle the arms. And if you have any rotator cuff problems, you don't need to go high. You can go wherever you want. We're just going to rock those arms back and forth. Your hands are like paint brushes. Keep the weight even in both feet. You can even open the feet out a little wider than hip width if that feels more solid and grounding. And now we're just going to draw little circles, drawing those hands, paintbrushes in front of your eyes, and then lifting them up if that feels good. Just 2 circles in each direction. Inhale as your arms float up. Exhale as they drop down. Inhale as they float in front of you. Your pace, your breath. And then paint the other direction. Just painting a soft circle in front of you. And now we're going to move those circles to figure 8. So you're going to go up and to the side, past the middle, through to the other side, and down through to the other side. Drawing a circle, figure 8. So we're going to have 2 figure 8s in each direction. So when you get up to the top, you can stop wherever your top is. If your top is here, no big deal. You're just moving the top of your body. Maybe your gaze is following your hands and you're breathing. Inhale, exhale, your figure 8. All right, let all that go. Notice how your arms feel. Inhale, exhale. Open your arms out to the side, long and strong. And put a little bit of energy into those fingers. Lift the fingers and point them up to the sky. Drop the fingers and point them to the floor. Inhale, fingers up. Exhale, It's actually the whole hand from the wrist. Up, down, exhale. Inhale, down, exhale. And we're going to do that 10 times kind of fast. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. 5 more, 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, and hold. Leave the arms there. Just breathe into whatever you feel. If you gotta set them down, that's fine. We're gonna do a fist on the exhale. Inhale, extend the fingers. Exhale, fist. Inhale, extend the fingers. Exhale, fist. Inhale, extend the fingers. Now 10 of those quickly. Fist, open, fist, open, fist, open, fist, open, fist, open, fist, open, fist, open. 1, 2, 3, 4, and let that all go. Bend your knees and just swing from side to side. And take your glance to the side. Bend the knees in the middle on the exhale. Inhale, lift and sway. Exhale down, 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 lift and sway. All right. Take those feet about 2 feet away from each other and point the toes out like a ballet dancer, out at an angle, not all the way to the side. Inhale and exhale here and just notice how you feel. Open and soften your heart. We're going to lift the arms into cactus arms. So the tops of the arms extend straight out from the body and your elbow is bent at a 90-degree angle. Inhale and exhale here, and then we're going to drop into goddess pose. So we're kind of new in the routine now, so you don't need to drop all the way. Just find a nice depth for you. Lift your toes and push into the balls of your feet. Lift up into 5-point star. Arms extend, legs extend. Inhale, exhale, drop into your cactus. A gentle, not a cactus. This is goddess. And it's goddess because it's really open. And this time we're going to lift the heels rather than the toes. Exhale, drop those heels. Inhale, straighten everything out. Drop this. And again, with your feet facing forward, bend your knees and sway. Inhale, drop into the center. Exhale, inhale, and just sway back. And now bring your feet hip width apart. Lift your toes and push into the balls of the feet, both the inside, and maybe the inside a little more, and the outside. And then feel your heel, and that's the triangle of the base of your foot. And you can drop those toes gently, and it's okay if the toes grip, but we start with the feet rather than the toes, and then add the toes for extra support. Inhale, arms come out and up. Exhale, drop your shoulders. Inhale, open your heart and your throat. Look up into the space between your hands. Exhale, stay here and drop your weight into the balls of the feet and the heels. And just notice how it feels to be open. The back of the neck is nice and long, so we're not yanking back and scrunching. We're looking up. Just feeling length and majesty. Exhale, arms come out to the side. Inhale, exhale, arms come in front like you're holding a beach ball. Bend your knees and tuck your coccyx and round your shoulders. And then inhale, open and look up a little bit if that feels good. So this is a standing cat-cow. So here we're drawing the belly button towards the spine, towards the wall behind me. Inhale, we're lengthening and opening and expanding the front of the body. Push into the feet. 2 more. Exhale, round around that beach ball. Inhale, open out the heart and the throat. And when you exhale, see if you can expand that space between your shoulder blades. Tuck your chin. Inhale, open out. I lost count. I'm going to do 1 more in each direction. Exhale, forward. Inhale, open. palms of the hands in front of your heart. Inhale. Exhale. Sigh. Inhale through the nose. Exhale. Sigh. Soften the shoulders. We're going to drop the arms, and on the inhale, circle them up. Exhale, palms come together, and the hands come in front of your heart space. Again, inhale, lift and circle those arms. Palms meet. Exhale, drop the hands in front of the heart. Next time, we're going to come into a forward bend. Inhale, palms come together. Exhale, bend the knees and draw those palms down the center of your being. And you can turn the fingers to face down, drop the crown of your head. And if you want to use your blocks for support, you can do that. You can bend the knees and lay the belly on top of the thighs with your sits bones reaching up to the sky. So you might feel a nice little stretch in your hamstrings. And then if you want, you can fold the arms and draw the crown of your head into that fold and sway back and forth. Let this be juicy. And if it hurts at all, if you have any problems in your hips, you can take the blocks and give yourself a nice long spine. It's actually not healthy if you have hip problems to fold your back like that. So go ahead, use those blocks amply for support. Find a nice long spine. Sits bones are spreading out and extending behind you, and the crown of the head is extending in front of you. And you can draw the inner thighs towards each other. Find your breath here. Whatever forward bend works for you. If you don't have any hip problems, then you can bend your knees and drop into a forward bend. 2 more breath cycles here wherever you are. Sometimes I fold my arms behind my calves just to give me a chance to draw those joined hands down the backs of my calf and see if I can find a little more spinal length, a little more expansion between my shoulder blades. Check in with your breath, unclench your toes. And now using your blocks, we're actually going to come down to sit on the mat. So one shin at a time can drop. And then if it's comfortable for you, you can come into hero's pose for a moment with your sits bones resting on your heels. If that's not comfortable for you, that's fine. You can use a block, and it can be at the absolute top height, and you can set yourself a little platform and drop down onto that. Make sure it's secure. And then come into hero's pose. Open your heart, soften your throat, swallow once. Line your ears up over your shoulders. And then the shoulders are sitting on top of the outsides of the hips. Hero's pose is a great, easy place to find all of that alignment. We're going to come down into easy seat now. So let go of the block. Just cross your feet for a moment, or cross your ankles and your shins, and settle yourself into easy seat. And if you need any support, I have a blanket available, but if you tend to sit like this, or if you have trouble lengthening your spine, or your knees are way up, that's okay. You can use support. So I'll use a block to demonstrate. You're just going to slip something into the very back of your buttocks. Go lie down. And that way, actually I can use the mat to show you. You just need a little bit of a lift back there, and it's not coming very deeply under you. So your sits bones are still underneath you. What you want is a little bit of a curve here so that your spine can be nice and long. And then if your knees are way up, you can have support with the blocks. So you can tuck those in however that works for you. And it's best to use soft blocks for that. If you have wooden blocks, you can lay a blanket over them to soften them. So there are all sorts of kinds of support that you can use here. Here you are in easy seat. Place your hands on your thighs. Close your eyes for just a moment. 3 breath cycles here. Inhale, exhale. Focus on your breath. Your breath will tell you if you've gone too far. Your breath will help you. It will guide your movements. Go ahead and open your eyes gently. We're going to turn and look to the right. One breath cycle here. Inhale, exhale, and come back to center. And turn your head to the left. One breath cycle here. Turn your head back to center. One breath cycle in the center. Sigh as an exhale. Drop your right ear to your right shoulder. And one breath cycle here, just feeling what's there. Inhale. Exhale. And on the inhale, come back to center and give yourself one breath cycle here. And then exhale the left ear to the left shoulder. One breath cycle here. Come back to center. Inhale. Exhale. Circle your arms out and up on an inhale. Exhale, drop your shoulders. Next time you inhale, turn that belly button to face the right knee without using your hands to help you. Just see how far you go. And that's your twist. Drop your right hand behind your right buttock, or it can land on the block back there if you need support. Left hand comes to the outside of the right thigh. And turn your gaze. Inhale. Lengthen to the spine. Exhale. Drop into the sits bones, maybe with a sigh. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath here in the twist. Next time you inhale, those hands and arms gently lift up. Exhale, drop the shoulders down your spine. Next time you inhale, turn your belly button to say hello to your left knee. And that's your twist. Drop your left hand behind your buttocks. And remember, you can use a block back there. Like me, you have short arms. And then drop your right hand to the outside of the left thigh. Inhale, lengthen to your spine. Exhale, drop into your sits bones. And if you like, you can turn your gaze and look out either over your left shoulder or towards your left shoulder. Inhale. Next time you inhale, the arms and hands float up. Exhale, open them out and drop them. Extend your legs out in front of you. And if it feels good, you can bump them a little bit against the floor just to open up the back of the legs a little bit. Activate the fascia back there. Point your feet and then flex the feet, lifting the toes to the sky. Point your feet, exhale. Inhale, lift the toes, face the sky. 2 more times. Point your feet, exhale. Inhale, lift the toes. Exhale, point your feet. Inhale, lift the toes. All right, we're going to bend the left knee and bring the bottom of the left foot to the inside of the right thigh. And again, if you need support, that's what the blocks are for. So you can tuck a block under there. If anything hurts, especially the inside of the knee that sometimes radiates from the hips, you can use support. And that might help the pain go away. The toes of the right foot are facing the ceiling. We're going to turn our belly button to say hello to the right knee. On an inhale, circle your arms up and overhead. Exhale, drop the shoulders. So for this, you can use a strap if you want. We're going to do a forward bend. We're going to keep the spine nice and long. So some people can't go very far, which is fine. I'll show you this from the side. So I can go kind of far and my spine is still nice and long. But if it's not, if you can only go a little bit, then the strap might help you. You can pull the strap towards you. You can even slide your hands up and wrap the strap once. Lift those right toes to the sky. Belly button is turned and facing the right knee. Inhale, lengthen to your spine. Exhale, draw the very bottom of your belly to lay down towards the right thigh. That's your exhale. Inhale, nice and long spine. Exhale, draw the belly to lay on the thigh. and decide where you want to go. We're going to stay here just for 3 more breath cycles. Long spine, little bit of a twist, and a gentle forward bend. Inhale, nice long spine. The spine includes the back of the neck, so make sure you're not reaching forward with the chin. Notice how that shortens the back of the neck. We want to help lengthen everything around the spine, all the muscles and ligaments and tendons that hold that spine together. All right, walk your hands gently back towards you. If you use the strap, you can let that go for now. Inhale and exhale, notice how you feel. We're going to leave the legs the way they are and turn the belly button to face the left knee. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, drop your weight into your sits bones. Inhale, the arms out to the side. Exhale, we're going to come over into a gentle side body stretch. Keep your heart space nice and open, and that means lifting the elbow up to the sky and see how far you want to go. The toes of the right foot are facing the sky. Inhale. Exhale. And if you really want to open it out, you can take that elbow and move it back into the left and look up to the sky, but only if that's comfortable and that feels good. And then see if that gives you a little more of a side stretch. 1 more breath cycle here. The right foot stays flexed to keep that right leg nice and active. And then circle that hand back down. We're going to place the left hand behind the left buttocks. And we're going to scoop the right hand, push into the left hand, and it's probably about 6 inches out away from your body. And we're just going to come up into a nice celebratory wild thing on the inhale. On the exhale, scoop down and sit back down. Inhale, 2 more. Up and open your heart, open your arm, open your leg. Just feel the expansion and the energy. And 1 more. Up you come. Ah. And exhale down. Nice job. All right. Now we're going to keep that left leg bent, and we're going to bring it to the outside of the right leg. Plant the foot flat. The left foot is flat on the floor. If it cannot flatten, that's fine. Lift it up and place it on the inside of the right knee. Nice long spine, and you can help yourself with that by holding on to that knee so that you can draw the thigh closer to your torso and use this as leverage to have a nice long spine. We're just going to come into a nice twist here. Next time you inhale, the left arm floats up to the sky. Exhale, it circles out, and your torso follows that, and that's your twist. Hold on with your right hand to your right knee, or if you want an even more intense twist, you can lodge that elbow onto the outside of the right knee. Open the left shoulder out so that your heart space is nice and open. Inhale, lengthen to your spine. Exhale, drop into your sits bones. 2 more breaths here in this twist. And just come out of this. Just unfolding gently, facing forward, taking your time. Notice your breath. We're going to go into a little bit, we'll do a figure 4. So we're going to bend the right leg. We're going to leave the left knee bent. We're going to bend the right leg and slide the right foot forward. Keep the left foot flexed. That'll protect your knee. So this is a nice stretch of the piriformis back here. And this is a nice way to do it, because if you lean way back and your foot is really far away from your body, maybe that's where you find the stretch here. But maybe you need more stretch. So you walk your hands closer to your body, keeping the left foot flexed, and maybe you move your right foot closer to the body, and wow, there's a little more of a stretch. If you're super flexible, this may not even itself be enough, and you can just cradle that leg. You can place the left foot in the crook of your right elbow and the left knee in the crook of the left elbow, and really draw that package close to your chest. Whatever you're doing, breathe. Inhale, Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. All right. Keep the left knee bent. Take the right hand and hold on past the front of the foot to the outside of the left foot and extend it out in front of you. And then turn again to the left, again twisting. Keep the right foot flexed and the right toes facing the ceiling and open out your left arm out to the left. And here you are. Inhale, exhale, nice long spine. Just breathing. And now we're going to turn and face that leg, and I'm just going to cross my left arm over my right arm and hold on to that foot. And then I'm going to decide, do I want to try holding that leg up without the assistance of my hands? It's not mandatory. And you can let go of one hand and then maybe hold on here at the back of the thigh. See how that works. Activate your core, that'll help. And then extend your arms forward. Open your heart, soften your shoulders. And then let that go. Oh, all right. Just bump your legs a little bit into the floor just to activate the backs of the legs and relax a little bit. And check in with your breath. How is the quality of your breath different now than it was when we started? Inhale. Exhale. We're going to go to the other side. So extend your left leg. Left toes are facing the ceiling. So you can see the bottom of your left foot if you're looking at your computer. Bring the bottom of the right foot into the inside of the left thigh. And remember that you can use support under that knee if that feels necessary. Turn your belly button to look at the left knee. And remember if you needed the strap or not, which is fine. We're going to do a little bit of a twisted forward bend. So you can wrap the strap around the bottom of your foot. Nice long spine. And one of the ways you know your spine is long is if you can breathe or not. If your chin is sticking out and the back of your neck is scrunched up, that actually inhibits your breath because it creates an angle in here that makes it difficult for that path to open up. So that's one way that you know your spine is not long, is if your breath seems to feel constricted. So you can tuck your chin, you can line up your ears over your shoulders. Inhale, lengthen to the spine. Exhale, with my belly button facing my left knee, I'm going to lay my belly onto my thigh a little bit. And if I'm using the strap, maybe I'm walking my hands down the strap. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, maybe I come forward a little more, maybe not. Inhale, nice long spine. Exhale, so your chin is tucked. And you can even sigh on the exhale. Inhale, nice long spine. Exhale. And you're keeping this foot flexed to keep the left leg nice and active so that you can get a little bit of a hamstring stretch here. Enjoy the breath. If the breath is not fulsome, that may be your body telling you you've gone too far. You can come up a little bit. Inhale. Exhale. All right. Come on back up. And now we're going to turn the belly button to look at the right knee. And maybe you need the support and maybe you don't. Place the left hand on your left shin. And your legs are at a 90-degree angle. And your belly button is turned to face that knee. Inhale and the arm circles out and overhead. Exhale, drop that right shoulder. And now the next time you go into your breath cycle, you're going to draw yourself over into a nice side stretch. And you don't have to go far to find a nice, juicy stretch. Inhale, exhale. And if you want to open it up even more, you can draw the elbow back behind you and you can look up. Inhale, Exhale. That moves the stretch into the front ribs a little bit more. All right, let's come out of that gently, slowly. Drop the hand behind your right buttocks and a little bit away from your body. Inhale the arm up. Exhale, it scoops. Inhale, come on up into wild thing. Enjoy it. Exhale, drop into your sits bones. Inhale, scoop and lift. Exhale, drop down. And on this final one, if you want to stay here for a moment and just feel the openness, the strength, the exuberance, you can stay here. Inhale, exhale, come on down. We're going to keep this right knee bent, and we're going to lift it up, and you're going to plant your foot either on the inside of the left leg, or you can bring it to the outside if it can plant itself flat on the floor. And you're going to hold on to this knee. See how you can use that by hugging your knee to draw your spine nice and long and a little bit forward so that you're not hunched like this. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, drop into your sits bones. Inhale, lengthen your arm up to the sky. Exhale, turn your torso, and as far as you go, that's your twist. Push into that right foot wherever it is. And you can either hold on to your right knee with your hand, or you can lodge your elbow onto the outside of the right knee, or as far as it goes. And you can turn and look to the right if that's comfortable. If you're having trouble breathing, that might mean you've gone too far. So you can just drop that elbow and just hold on with the hand, and you can draw the gaze back a little bit towards the center. Even a little bit of twisting has a great impact. Just resettling things in the inside of your body, opening up spaces that might have been a little bit stagnant before. You're inhaling, lengthen to your spine, exhale into your sits bones. And you're now going to come slowly back to center. Feel the resonance of what you just did. We're going to open out the right knee, and the right ankle is laying just above the left knee, not on the knee. And we're going to lean back and bend the left leg, and we're going to come into figure four. And it's going to be yogi's choice. That means you get to decide how far, how deep. All you have to do is breathe and find a nice juicy stretch that allows for a little bit of opening in the back of that hip. So your foot might be way out, your hands might be way behind you, and you're feeling a really intense stretch. Or you may need to draw the foot close. You may need to walk the hands close to your torso. Or if you're flexible with this, you can bring the right foot into the crook of the left elbow, and you can hold on to that leg like it's a baby. You can even rock it. Lots of options, and nothing is right or wrong. It's really what your body tells you feels good here. You might even feel this a little bit deep in the joint. Inhale, exhale. And now we're going to reach for the outside of the right foot with our left hand, and we're going to extend that leg. And you know, you can use the strap for this if you think that would help. If you're interested in doing this and maybe finding it difficult. The strap is so good for support because when you pull on it, it allows you to lift your spine. So I'm going to place both strands of the strap in my left hand. I'm going to draw that strap towards my body, and then I'm going to open out to the right with my right arm. Inhale. Exhale the shoulders down. Inhale. Sigh into the sits bones. Come back to center, and you may want to stay with the strap. You may want to hold on to the back of the leg. And you may want to try with both feet flexed so that you activate both legs Lifting the arms forward and staying here. Activate that core. Inhale. Exhale. It's really strenuous. All right, drop that and just bump your legs onto the floor. We're coming to tabletop now. And I don't think we're going to use the strap much for a while, so you can put that aside. Tabletop is hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Just feel how that feels. We're going to do a little bit of cat-cow, but in parts. So we're first going to isolate the pelvis. So cat-cow is an inhale opening out the front of the body, exhale opening out the back of the body. See if you can isolate this to just the way bottom of your pelvis. So inhale, and you're opening the sits bones and lifting them to the sky. Nice and open and spread. Exhale, you're tucking your coccyx and drawing the buttocks underneath you. And maybe rounding in the low back a little bit. And it's tricky to isolate this. Just notice how it feels. Inhale, open. Exhale, draw underneath you. Just to do this, make sure your shoulders are staying nice and soft. And it helps to push into the tops of the toes. Inhale and exhale. You can stop that motion, come back to center. Now we're going to isolate the top of the body by just dropping the chest through the arms. So on the inhale, drop the chest, see how far it goes. Try not to lead with your chin, keep your chin tucked. And then inhale, push into the hands and lift up. Exhale, down you go. Inhale, chest lifts back up. Exhale, just finding some motion and movement in and among that shoulder girdle. All right, you can let that go. And now we're going to do cat-cow with the whole torso. Push into the tops of those feet, into the shins. Inhale, open out the whole front of the body, letting those sits bones spread and lift. Exhale, push into the hands and draw your belly button into the back of your body and tuck your chin. Inhale, open out the front of the spine. Exhale, see if you can expand the space between your shoulder blades. 2 more in each direction at your pace with your breath. Inhale, exhale, inhale. Exhale. You can stop that motion, come back to center. Open your knees and draw your sits bones back to your heels and drop down into child's pose. So some people need some support behind them, like here between the thighs and the calves. And sometimes you can just put your hands there and that's enough, but sometimes you might need a blanket. And some people need support in the front for their forehead, wherever you are. Breathe into your shoulders, the back of your body, and relax. Drop into this. This is a resting pose. Inhale. Exhale. Two more breath cycles, and then we're coming back up to table. All right, push into your hands to lift yourself back up, and you can remove the block. We're going to curl our toes under and come into downward dog. Make sure that the pads of your fingers are pushing into the mat. Make sure that your shoulders are drawing down away from your ears. Tuck those toes underneath you. And you can see if you can walk them as far forward towards your knees as they'll go. Inhale. Sigh and exhale. You're looking at the space between your hands and a little bit in front of your hands. Next time you exhale, draw yourself up into downward dog. Inhale. Exhale. And if you'd like, on the exhale, you can drop one heel and bend the opposite knee. Inhale, both legs lengthen. Exhale, paddling your feet, finding a stretch in your calves. The crown of your head is reaching towards the space between your hands. You can stop that motion, and we're going to walk slowly towards our hands, coming again into a forward bend. Lay your belly on top of your thighs and shake your head no. Anything you don't want. There's a lot of stuff in the news that you might want to shake your head no to. And nod yes. Think of anything that you want in your life, anything that you want more of, that you're grateful. And stop that motion in case it made you dizzy. Push into the balls of your feet, both the outsides and insides. And then feel your weight drawing into your heels. We're going to come up to standing. Bend your knees really deeply. Belly is still laying against the thighs. And draw your weight just a tiny bit towards your heels. We're going to extend our hands back behind us, and we're going to pause in chair pose, which is also called fierce pose. So feel really fierce. Nice long spine. Drop your sits bones. Extend your arms and fingers overhead. Draw your weight back towards your heels. Draw your inner thighs towards each other. Make sure you're breathing. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath cycle here. And then push into those feet. Straighten the legs. Circle the arms out. Down. And bring the palms of the hands together in front of your heart. Feet are hip width apart. Close your eyes if you can, if you don't get dizzy. And hearken back to your original intention. And honor that and decide if there's anything else you want. We're going to do a few standing poses just to get moving a bit. Inhale. Exhale. So come to the end of your mat and make sure that you have your blocks. And you can put them at the top height, so Papa Bear height, as I like to say, as high as they go. And bring your feet in between those blocks. And come into mountain pose. Your feet are hip width apart. Tuck that coccyx a bit. Activate your core. So we've already done some good work with the legs. Lift your quadriceps. And for a moment, lift and spread your toes and push into the balls of your feet. Inhale. Exhale, and then drop those toes gently. Next time you inhale, circle the arms out and around and up overhead if you want to look briefly into that space between the hands. Next time you exhale, open those arms again, bend the knees, and you're coming into a forward bend. Find those blocks, and then lift and lengthen the legs. Extend the spine, nice long spine on the inhale. Exhale, bend the knees. And then pop your right foot back behind you into runner's lunge. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. Extend the right heel out behind you. Next time you exhale, drop the right knee. And drop that right hip flexor forward a little bit so that you can feel a stretch here in the front. So you're really leaning into those blocks, using them for support and finding a nice stretch there. And now lift your hips, push into the back toes and the back shin, and lift your spine so that you're upright. Inhale, nice soft heart space. Exhale, draw the shoulders down the back of your spine. Next time you inhale, circle those arms up overhead. And the next time you exhale, draw your pelvis forward. Make sure that this knee is at a 90-degree angle, so you might have to walk the foot forward a little bit. And look forward. Push into that back shin, the back toes, and imagine that you could draw the inner thighs towards each other. Inhale, exhale, drop those shoulders, find a soft breath, and really push into whatever is grounding you on the ground. So a combination of soft breath and a lot of exertion. All right, we're gonna drop our hands to the block on an exhale. We're gonna flex the left foot, slide the left heel forward, walk the blocks back a bit, tuck your chin, and draw down towards that left leg as far as you need to go without locking the left knee to find a stretch in your hamstring. Your gaze is at your left toes, which are facing the sky. Inhale, exhale. And if you want, you can walk those blocks further, slide the left heel further, and you can drop down and sit down on your right heel. If you like that, there's a stretch for you. All right, we're gonna walk those blocks forward. We're coming back into runner's lunge. So lunge, curl the right toes underneath you and lift that right leg. See if you can drop that right hip and reach back with that right heel. Inhale, exhale. Next time you have a breath cycle, bend the right knee, push into the right foot and pop that right foot forward. Come into a forward lunge. Push into your feet, circle the arms out and up and overhead. Look into that space between the hands. Exhale, drop the shoulders, drop the palms of the hands in front of your heart. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to go to the other side. So I'm going to move the mat out a little bit so that I don't hit the wall with my arms. All right. Again, come to standing between your blocks, which are on the highest height. Feet are hip width apart. Push into the balls of the feet and lift and spread your toes. Inhale, just feel the strength in those feet. Exhale, and go ahead and drop those toes gently. Tuck the tailbone, activate the core. Open and soften your heart. You might want to swallow once to soften your throat. And relish the fact that you don't have to talk while you're doing yoga. It's your throat chakra. Sometimes you can express your truth without saying a word. Your palms are facing forward and your gaze is out forward. Mountain pose. Lift the quadriceps. The legs are active. Inhale. Exhale. Next time you inhale, circle the arms up overhead and you can look into that space. Exhale, you're going to bend the knees and open the arms and draw down into a forward bend. Inhale, lengthen the legs, lengthen the spine. Exhale, bend the knees and then pop the left foot back into runner's lunge. Bend the right knee amply. Drop the left hip while extending that leg out. Extend through the left heel. Next time you exhale, drop the left knee. And you might want to shimmy the right foot forward. You're just going to draw your weight forward so that you can find a stretch in the front of the left hip. And use the blocks for support. Find whatever stretch you can find. Inhale and exhale. And now come a little more upright. Place the hands first on the thighs and then come upright. You might have to slide that right foot back a little bit. Push into the back shin, the back toes. Inhale. Exhale, softens the shoulders. Inhale, circle the arms up overhead. Exhale, draw your weight forward. And if you want, you can extend the hands a little back behind you into a mini back bend. Wherever you are, push into the back toes and shin. Push into the front foot. That's your anchoring and that's your base. And that's the muscle work that you're doing here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to open the arms out and drop them onto the block. And you're going to walk the blocks back a little bit. Slide the right heel forward and lift the right toes. And then draw Draw your gaze down towards your toes and find a stretch in your hamstring. Make sure that you leave the right knee infinitesimally bent so that the stretch doesn't lock itself into your right hip joint. Inhale, exhale, and you might find that you can find this better without the blocks. Whatever you're doing, breathe. All right, plant your right foot. You might have to slide your right heel back a little bit. Come on forward. Tuck those left toes. So I'm not using the blocks right now, but you can use the blocks. Drop your left hip and reach out with your left heel. Inhale, strong back left leg. Exhale. Bend the left knee, push into the ball of the left foot and pop your left foot forward to meet the right foot. Come into a forward bend. Bend the knees on the exhale. We're going to circle the arms back behind us. And then we're going to lift into chair pose where we'll stay for 3 breath cycles. See if you can drop your sits bones a little deeper. Draw your weight towards your heels. You can lift your toes to help that happen. Nice long spine, open heart. Inhale. And when you're ready to come up to standing, push into your feet, lengthen your legs. Open the arms out to the side, and drop the hands. Palms come to meet each other in front of your heart. Feet are hip width apart. If you feel like you can close your eyes, go ahead and do that. And just breathe. We're going to do a balance pose, and before we do that, we're going to do something that will hopefully train your feet to be a little stronger to give you more oomph in your balance. So I'm going to take a block, and I'm going to put it between my feet at the medium height, the mama bear height. So I'm going to place the inside of each foot on the side of the block. For this, you need to hang on to something. So actually, I'm going to get a chair. To hang on to. So this is not the ultimate balance pose. This is working on the feet in order to strengthen your base for balance poses. So I'm going to hold on to the chair. Hold on to whatever you have, a wall, a desk, whatever. All right, I'm going to start by pushing into the ball of the foot. So lift your toes and spread them. Push into the ball of the foot, both the inside and the outside. And then you can drop those toes, keep pushing into the ball of the foot. We're going to hang on and lift the heels and then push the heels into the block. So the block is between your feet. Just push the heels into the block. Push, push. You never stop pushing. Push into the ball of the foot and push the heel into the block. Ball of the foot, heel pushes into the block. Hang on. Push the heels into the block as if you could bust that block open. Push into the ball of the foot. So you're pushing both down and into your center. Push the heels into the block. Push, 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 push. And notice what this does to your legs. Exhale, come on down and shake that out. And now we're going to do stack the domes. So keep that block there. Your feet are hip width apart. We're going to come back to the block, as you might remember. Inhale. Exhale. So the first dome is your arch. So imagine, and sometimes I have to lift my toes to do this. On an inhale, see if you can lift your arch. And leave it lifted. So however you did that, even if you don't see anything lifting, it probably activated some muscles. So you've got some strong footwork going on down there. That's nice. Keep that lifted arch. The next dome that we're going to lift is your perineum, your pelvic floor. So when you're ready, keep breathing and lift and leave it lifted. Feel the lift. The next dome is your diaphragm. So you can imagine just lifting this whole area. Inhale and lift. And just imagine that it lifts up an inch. Lift your arches. Lift your pelvic floor. Lift your diaphragm. And feel a relaxed breath as you do this. And the final dome is lifting your tongue gently to the roof of your mouth. And breathe. You can even sigh. All right, let that go for a moment. And just rock back and forth. If anything pops, that's good. All right, bring those feet against the block again. So we're gonna do the push the heels into the block as we're stacking our domes. So the stacking the domes gives you good posture. It gives you a good base on the earth or whatever you're standing on. And it lines everything up almost innately. So when you're ready and you can hang on again, lift your arches. And so that means sliding the top of your foot back towards the back. And leave those arches lifted and continue to breathe. And now lift your pelvic floor. And only you know if you're doing that. It's not visible. And you're breathing. And then lift your diaphragm. And then lift the tongue to the roof of your mouth. Hang on to your whatever you're hanging on to and lift the heels and keep those arches lifting as you push the heels into the block and the balls of the feet into the floor. Lift your pelvic floor. Lift your diaphragm. And imagine that that lift gives you so much more space for your breath action here. Push the heels into the block. Lift your tongue to the roof of your mouth. Hang on. Heels into block. Heels into block. Don't forget. Heels into block. And it's okay if you've lost the arch dome. Lift your pelvic floor. Lift that arch with joy. Stacking the domes. Activating the feet. One more breath cycle here. And then drop it all. You can shake one foot at a time out. And so now we're going to try tree. You can leave the chair here if you need that for help. So for tree, I'm going to drop the block onto the lowest height. There are 4 options for tree, and one of them is using the block, and it's really nice. Again, each foot is embracing the block, so the inside of the foot is against the block. And for some people who are prone to vertigo, it helps to put the block here. You can suddenly really feel where your feet are beneath you, proprioception, having a sense of where things are in your body. So we're going to start by standing on the right leg. So let's lift both quadriceps, tuck the coccyx, and activate the core. So there's a lot to think about. And if it's too much, just breathe. Inhale. Exhale. When you're ready, shift the weight to the right leg. Lift that quadricep. Bend the left knee and open it out. And bring the ball of the foot to the block and push into the ball of the foot. And position that foot so it doesn't hurt your toes. Push the heel into the shin and lift this standing hip so that you're not sinking into it. If you do that, you'll deprive yourself of the muscle work that tree offers you. It's one of the poses in the Harvard study from 2015 where people actually gained bone density. So tree is a nice pose to work on. Push into the ball of foot. See if you can lift the right arch. Lift your pelvic floor. Lift the diaphragm. Bring the palms of your hands to your heart. Bring your tongue to the roof of your mouth. Make sure that you still can find your breath. And if you want to move into a higher version of tree, you can, but you can stay here. You can place the bottom of your left foot onto the inside of your right calf. We're avoiding the knee. You can also bring the foot all the way up to the inside of the thigh. And the fourth option is just to get rid of the block and use the floor. If you're up here, push the foot into the thigh, thigh into the foot, and really tuck that standing hip. Bring the palms of your hands together and then open your branches. Inhale, lift your pelvic floor, breathing and lifting. Lift your diaphragm. Push into the ball of the standing foot. Push the foot of your left leg into the inside of your right leg. And celebrate. See if you can make that standing leg a tiny bit longer. And then we're just going to let it go. Drop everything. Shake out that standing leg. Oh, it's a lot of work. Tree. All right. I'm going to move the chair to the other side just to demonstrate how nice it is to have something to hang on to or to grab if you feel like you're falling. It's always good to find support, ask for support, to use whatever support you have. Insides of the feet on either side of that block, which is on its lowest height. Push into the balls of the feet, maybe a little more into the inside than the outside. Let your toes go. Lift your quadriceps. Tuck your coccyx and activate that core. Inhale. Exhale. Now we're going to shift the weight. I'm going to move this chair out a little bit to the left leg. Lift especially this quadricep as you bend your right knee. Open it out and drop the ball of the right foot onto the block and dig that heel into the left calf. So the power of this pose really comes from pushing into the standing foot and lifting that quadricep. Inhale, exhale. Push the right heel into the left leg and push into the right quadricep, the right ball of the foot. And even if you're up here, push the whole bottom of the right foot into the left leg. Lift up. Out of that standing leg, lift your pelvic floor, lift your diaphragm, and then open your branches if you want. Lift the left quadricep, lift the pelvic floor. Trees are all about lift. Inhale, exhale, push into that standing leg and see if you can grow taller. One more breath cycle here. And then let it go. All right, I'm going to move the chair out of the way. We'll do one more standing pose before we come down to the floor. For this, you don't need a block. So now that your legs and feet are activated, let's see what it feels like to do a warrior. So open your legs about 3 feet away from each other and the toes are pointed forward. The outsides of the feet are parallel to each other. Tuck your pelvis, activate your core. Lift your quadriceps. Soften your shoulders. Inhale. Exhale, I've got my hands on my thighs. Let's come into a forward bend and build our warrior from the ground up. So place your hands on your waist. Lift the quadriceps and draw the inner thighs towards each other. We're going to come into a nice long spine forward bend. So your sits bones are going to reach behind you and the crown of your head is going to reach in front of you. And your spine is longer than it's ever been. Your chin is tucked. And stop here. Draw the inner thighs towards each other. Now push into the balls of the feet. See if you can lift those arches. And see if just even the thought of doing that activates your feet in a different way than usual. Inhale. Exhale.
All right, so I told you we didn't need the blocks. I'm dropping my hands to the floor. If you need blocks here for a nice forward bend, go ahead and find them and bring them to the highest height in front of you. Nice long spine wherever you are. If you want a little more stretch, you can bring your hand so that the tips of your fingers are even with the tips of your toes, and you can drop the crown of the head towards the floor. Lots of options here. Blocks, no blocks, hands back, not back. Try not to lock your knees. Sits bones are reaching behind you. And now with or without blocks, I'll demonstrate this with blocks. We're going to bend one knee at a time. So on an exhale, bend your right knee, extend your left leg. Inhale, legs lengthen and straighten. Exhale, the other knee bends. And just rock back and forth, finding a stretch in your inner thigh. Inhale, legs are long. Exhale, one knee bends. The next time your right knee bends, go ahead and stop right there. Turn your right toes to the right so that your foot is in alignment with the long end of the mat. And then walk your blocks to the right and turn your left foot in. And actually we can start with a side angle pose. So bring one block to the inside of the right foot, bend the right knee deeply, drop the left hip, and circle your left arm up overhead and over to the right. Finding length from your left fingertips to your left heel. Push into those feet. We're going to come into warrior two. So open your arms out, keep this right knee bent, and you're in warrior two. Feel the strength of your legs. Lift your pelvic floor. Lift your diaphragm. Place your ears over your shoulders. Extend your arms. Bend that right knee a little deeper and look out to the right. Inhale, push into the balls of the feet. Exhale, soft breath. And think about what you're willing to fight for. What is your warrior four? Inhale. Exhale. All right, we're going to find the block. Circle the left arm up overhead. Draw down and forward. Find your blocks and walk those blocks back to the center as you bring your feet back to parallel. So you come into a long spine forward bend. So you may need to realign your feet. Blocks are in front of you. Tuck your chin. Sits bones are spreading out behind you and even lifting a little bit. And we're again on the exhale going to bend one knee at a time. Inhale into the center, lengthen the legs. Exhale, bend one knee at a time. Sorry, inhale in the center, exhale draws you into a bent knee. Inhale in the center, exhale draws you into a bent knee. So just enjoy this, finding a stretch in the inside or maybe the back of the extended leg. Next time you come to a bent left knee, stop there. Walk your blocks to the left. Turn your left foot so that it's facing the left and plant one of your blocks on the inside of the left foot. Turn your right foot into a 45-degree angle. And your arm is aligned exactly parallel with your calf. Drop this right hip and really power this right leg. Open your heart out to the front. Circle your arm around and over. Find power in that right leg. Push into the balls of the feet and see if that helps you feel grounded into the ground, the earth underneath you, and lifting out of it in this side angle pose.
We're gonna push into the feet and circle up slowly into warrior two on the other side. Extend the arms out nice and strong and long like we had at the beginning of class. Bend the left knee even deeper. See if you can settle into the center rather than leaning to the left. And then look out over your left fingertips and breathe. Make sure your left knee is pointing out over your the middle toe on your left foot. Find confidence here and think again of something that you're willing to fight for. Inhale. Exhale, push into the balls of the feet. Nice strong back leg. All right, we're gonna draw down and in front to the left. Find those blocks and walk them back to your center. Bring the feet parallel, come into that forward bend. We're gonna walk the feet in to the center a little bit. Point them out, and we're gonna use the blocks to help. So I'd say the heels are about a foot away from each other, and we're coming into a squat. So find your squat. The blocks can help or not. And one thing you can do is sit on a block if you're not used to squatting. So you can take the block on the highest height and you can place it underneath that perineum that we've been talking about today and just drop yourself onto that. Wherever you are, see if you can find a place where your heart can be open and soft. Your knees are nice and open. Your palms are together in front of your heart, and you're breathing. Inhale. And this is where a sigh might be super helpful. Inhale. Exhale. Give thanks to yourself for all the good work you've done here. Legs, especially feet, working to find stability and balance, and lots of muscle action to support your bones. Really important things as we age. All right, come on down to seated. Extend those legs out in front of you, and again, just bump them against the floor just to straighten them out, give them a break. Let's go back to where we were at the beginning of class. Point the toes, and now flex the toes and spread them out. Point the toes. Flex the toes and spread them out. Point the toes. Flex the toes. All right, you can let the feet go. We're coming down onto our backs. We don't need the blocks or strap anymore, so come on down slowly to your back. Extend your legs out away from you and reach your arms up overhead. Nice long body stretch. Notice where you feel this, in your belly, your armpits. Maybe you feel something in your breast tissue. Breathe into this full body stretch wherever you feel it. And now bring your feet together and walk them to the right, just a little bit, however far they want to go. And now draw your hands and arms to the right as well. And you come into what's called banana pose. Inhale and exhale into this nice side body stretch on the left side. Inhaling and exhaling. If you want more, just cross your left ankle over your right. Inhale. Exhale. Remembering that if it becomes hard to breathe, that's your body telling you you need to back off a little bit. The breath is a lot of things. It's the thing that's with us our whole lives. It's also the thing that often tells us if we need to back off. Okay, if your ankles are crossed, uncross those and walk back to your center, finding your center. Again, long body stretch in the center. This might be getting easier. And then bring your feet together and walk them to the left as far as they want to go.
Walk your arms and hands to the left. And notice if this is easier or harder than the other side. Inhale and exhale into whatever you find here. And if you want more, again, you can cross one ankle over the other, the right over the left, and breathe. Inhale. Exhale with a sigh if you like that. Uncross the ankles and walk back to your center. Inhale. Exhale. Bend the left knee and reach for the top of the left shin with both hands and draw that knee towards your chin. Flex the right foot so that the right leg stays a little bit active, and breathe here, pushing the left thigh into the belly. Inhale. Exhale. Open out that knee to the left a little bit. That gives your belly a little more room. And it opens out into that hip a little bit. And now we're going to draw that lift knee over to the right. And you can draw it all the way over, placing the right hand on the outside of the left thigh, rolling over into a twist. Open your left arm out to a T. Inhale. Exhale. And if you want to look to the left, you can. Or you can look up. Wherever you find is comfortable to look is exactly right for you. 2 more breath cycles here in this twist. And come back to center. Draw that knee one last time up towards the chin, and then extend the left leg along the floor. Extend your arms up overhead. Long body stretch. You can even point the toes if you want to make it even longer. Inhale, exhale, and now we're going to bend the right knee and bring it towards the chin and grab onto the right shin with both hands. Flex the left foot to keep the left leg active. Inhale, exhale. Open the right knee out to the right a little bit, just to see what's there. Inhale, exhale, and now we're going to draw that right knee over to the left. You can place your left hand on the outside of the right thigh and nudge it over to the left. Just relax your right foot wherever it is. Open your right arm to a T and decide if you want to look to the right or not. Your neck will tell you. Inhale. Exhale. Notice where you feel this. This is an intense twist, and it's so liberating. One more breath cycle here. Inhale. Exhale. Come back to center and draw that right knee towards your chin. And this time we're going to leave the knee there. Bring the left knee up to meet it, to greet it, and open both knees out to the side. Reach between your legs and reach for ankles, calves, or feet. The feet is the ultimate position to come into happy baby with the soles of your feet facing the sky. If your chin is jutting up to the sky, that might mean, and if your shoulders are off the floor, both of those mean that you have reached too far. So just drop down. Reach instead for the ankles or the calves. The advantage of that is that you can use your elbows to open your knees out. Lift your head, tuck your chin, and drop your head back onto the floor with long back of the neck. And if you want, you can rock your happy baby, one side to the other. This is a great hip opener. Rocking back and forth. That's our final pose. And now we're coming into Shavasana, the final pose. If you have any low back pain, you can leave your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor. You can open those feet out to the width of the mat and drop the knees into each other. That might not feel so good, so you can leave your knees closer or your feet closer to each other. If you want and feel good in the low back, you can extend both of your legs out at about a 45-degree angle. You can open your arms out at a 45-degree angle, palms up to the sky. And right here, give yourself the gift that this pose offers you of integrating everything that you have done into your body, allowing you to settle into stillness, finding your center of calm, focusing on your breath, a vacation from thoughts, worry, planning. Relax everything in your body, your toes, your belly, your shoulders. Your eyes can close. If you feel like you need them to stay open, that's fine. Find stillness. We're going to come slowly out of Shavasana, corpse pose. Before we start to move, take a deep inhale and hold it ever so briefly at the top of the breath. And then exhale. Let it go. Whatever it is. And one more time, just a nice, long, juicy inhale. Filling your body with nourishing oxygen, holding slightly at the top, and then exhale, let it go. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. And then you can wiggle your hands and your feet, your ankles and your wrists. You can bend at the elbows and bend at the knees, planting one foot flat on the floor at a time. Take your time. Notice your breath. This is still your hour of yoga. Draw your knees towards your chin and maybe rock back and forth, holding on to the shins. Feeling the benefits of everything you did. And send yourself lots of gratitude for taking the time to pay attention to yourself, your body, your mind, your soul. Extend one arm up overhead, and that's the side that you're going to roll onto, resting your head on the upper arm. You're in fetal position here, and you can breathe here for at least 2 breath cycles, letting yourself return slowly. Push into the top hand. It pushes right in front of your face. Extend the top leg. And that'll give you a little bit of leverage as you push up. That top foot can slide out away from you. We'll come up to a seated position. Cross one ankle in front of the other, one shin in front of the other, doesn't matter which. Come into a long spine using support under the edge of your buttocks if you need that. Place your hands on your thighs. Close your eyes and just 5 breath cycles, breathing, feeling and honoring your breath as it draws into your body and out.
The origins of yoga were to do a series of poses that would then make it possible to sit like this for hours. So the goal is to enable the body to sit comfortably. Breathe into whatever comfort you can find. Breathe into any hopes you have for what will happen after this class. Breathe in gratitude, something that you're grateful for. Bring the palms of the hands together in front of your heart, remembering your own intention. I wish you ease of body and mind, peace, and of course, strength, stability, flexibility, and balance. Namaste. Thank you for coming to yoga.